Hey everybody, Crotalus here, and I'm here to talk about the dinosaur of today, the new dinosaur of today, which was Stygimoloch. And it's a cute little pachycephalosaur, and it's the second pachycephalosaur that's been introduced in the game, the other being Dracorex, which we'll mention today as well, because it's a newer dinosaur that has been available for a little bit. And both dinosaurs, I'll just start right off by saying, are not dinosaurs that late game players are going to use. Like most common dinosaurs, even though some of their stats aren't bad, they just don't have a complex kit, and there are dinosaurs that do what they do better. However, Stygimoloch for beginners could be a really good dinosaur, especially since you had this opportunity today to get quite a bit of DNA for it. And like I said, it's a really nice design for it. I kind of like the color scheme. And I will say Stygimoloch and Dracorex both are probably not actually dinosaur species. They may have just been, I guess to make a more complex story simpler, they probably were just juvenile pachycephalosauruses that were misidentified as new species. But anyway, paleontological reality aside, it has 128 speed, which is great. It's got decent health, kind of low attack, and its main move that you're going to be interested in is impact and run. Dracorex, on the other hand, has lower health, higher damage, and importantly, lower speed, quite a bit lower speed, and only strike and run. So really, when you look at them, even though this dinosaur has more damage output, because of impact and run, Stygimoloch still is going to end up doing more damage in the end and is a better dinosaur. But like I said, I really love the design, and it has, the one thing it can do, which is impact and run, is a neat trick. And I'll try to showcase a little bit how that can work in battle, even with an underleveled Stygimoloch in a fairly high arena tier. And you see, I brought it in against a dinosaur that's almost gone, and the reason I've done that is because it's very fast, so it's likely to outspeed almost anything, and since it got a hit in there, it now is able to use impact and run regardless of what switches in. And since it's very fast, it's going to outspeed most of what they're able to switch in. And in this case, it's Proceratosaurus, so it's going to be able to put a dent in there and get out without taking any damage. The downside of that is it randomly switches in another dinosaur, which is Velociraptor in this case, which I lose. So that's a very bad turn, and that is random. So you're sometimes going to get in a bad situation. In this case, I try the same trick. I bring Stygi in on a low health Postosuchus. And even though Postosuchus has pretty good speed, I'm still able to outspeed it by just a little and finish it off, which was good because that thing was really putting dents in my team. And whatever they bring in next, which just so happens to be a Stegoceratops, I can put a little dent in and get out with full health. So this time, what switches in is going to be a little bit better matchup, an Ankylosaurus. Now, I can't tell whether I was fighting a bot, a computer player, or a real player here, because they weren't really using the Stegoceratops's stun attacks, which I think might have been able to win them this little exchange, because my Ankylosaurus actually ends up killing the Stegoceratops. But nonetheless, this was still a better outcome than when my Velociraptor was switched in and killed immediately. So, impact and run is pretty good, and it can come in handy if you get a really good switch, but it is random, so you have to be aware of the other dinosaurs on your team and what is likely to be switched in or what might be switched in when you use that attack. So, like I said, it's a neat trick, but it has kind of limited use, and definitely in higher arena tiers, since that's the only thing it can do, it's just not really going to be that useful. There's a lot of things that take it out, and you're going to have a lot of unfortunate switches. But for new players, it's a neat trick. Now, Ankylosaurus was able to take out that Stego, but then of course Notapatosaurus comes in, and I didn't really have much that I could do against that, but I brought Stygi back in a little bit later, and you can see how it just really can't do anything when you bring it in against something like this that has high armor, pretty good health, and I guess in this case is way higher level than it. All it can do, once again, is hit it and then hit and run and get out. Now, it does have pretty good health, enough health to take a couple hits, so that's good. But then bringing in my Utahraptor, I get a very inopportune hit with that decelerating impact, and now there's literally nothing I can do, because either Utahraptor dies or I switch in Stygi to take the hit and die as well. So Stygi was able to do his trick twice, but it still didn't win me the battle. But keep in mind, that's a level 7 Stygimoloch, so the fact that it's doing anything worthwhile here is pretty good. And in this case, T-Rex was almost dead. I could have brought in anything else to kill it, anything else with high speed to kill it, or really even moderate speed because T-Rex is so slow. But I really wanted to show Stygimoloch winning a battle. And so here you go. This is Stygimoloch killing a level 15 T-Rex, level 7 Stygimoloch, and winning a battle in Lockdown. So, you have to kind of finagle that trick to happen, but it's a good dinosaur for beginners, not one you're going to see for late game players in Arena though.